A Butts County man says his life turned upside down after a Jackson police officer falsely claimed he'd shot her. Police investigated. They interviewed Rodreikus Scott about Officer Sherry Hall's accusations, but investigators ultimately determined that Hall lied about the shooting and had actually shot herself. Well, tonight, Fox 5's Portia Bruner reports Scott is still dealing with the consequences of a crooked cop's claims.
It's been hard for me to go places without people pointing me out, saying.
Rodreikus Scott says the days and weeks after Jackson police officer Sherry Hall claimed she was shot by a black man were very difficult for him. Within hours of the shooting on September 13th, GBI investigators contacted the 40-year-old Jackson native to question if he was involved in the shooting. Scott says he agreed to allow investigators to search his home and his car. He says they then searched his body for gunshot wounds, since Hall told her colleagues she fired at the gunman.
They also made me take my clothes off in front of my one-year-old daughter. I mean, that made me feel ashamed. I was embarrassed. I mean, I felt like a cattle.
Authorities ultimately determined Officer Hall was lying, but Scott says he didn't know that until the press conference where investigators announced the whole story was made up to cover up what really happened, an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound at the hands of an officer who'd only been on the job for 3 months.
What we thought was a victimless crime is in fact a crime with a victim. I want to be very clear. Our issue is not with the GBI's investigation. However, the investigation was prompted by a lie from a police officer from the city of Jackson.
Apology, I don't know if it will help me or not. Maybe it will, maybe not.
Portia Bruner, Fox 5 News.
Well, the GBI spent 600 hours investigating Hall's claims. Investigators charged Hall with 4 felonies, making false statements, tampering with evidence, interference with government property, and violation of oath of office. She's no longer on the Jackson police force. Tom?